lack of hostility.
No violence.
And define the term nonviolence.
Peaceful.
I think of not fighting and peaceful solutions, making compromises instead of taking up arms, I guess.
Non-violence. Not violent.
Well, the term nonviolence usually refers to something using means other than violence to attain a goal, such as if you were to use a peaceful demonstration instead of hitting someone to get your point across.
Yeah.
As in, like,
you can be violent, just shouting, yelling.
Yes.
how so?
There's verbal abuse, which is violent to the person who's being abused.
I guess it could. I mean, you can be verbally abusive, so I suppose you could be verbally violent if you chose to be. I guess.
Yeah, a lot of verbal violence is pretty prevalent in today's society, especially in schools. Things like hazing, verbal bullying, and that's definitely beyond physical means.
Yeah. There can be words and be in a violent mode, but yet not have physical violence.
I feel like if our country is under attack, we have the right to defend ourselves, or if your own personal space is under attack, I feel that you have the right to defend yourself.
Well, it's okay to use violence when you're protecting, life and property of other people. That, for instance, it's all right as a police officer to use violence on somebody when it protects the public.
When you've been attacked. When you've been attacked by an aggressor, whatever.
So in defense.
Yeah. Self-defense, if you've been threatened to the point of you feel that you have to be the aggressor to stop whatever action's coming.
In self-defense, if yourself or your property or your family or your beliefs were threatened in some way with if it was threatening enough to threaten your own life or your the life of your loved ones, then I feel that it would be okay to retaliate in a violent way.
That's a good question. I wouldn't say I'm a pacifist, and I wouldn't say that I'm a warmonger either, but there are times whenever it's needed, whenever you believe something so strongly that you take up arms and go after someone else to defend that. But at the same time, you kind of have to see their point of view on the situation and why they're combating you. So in the case of religion, say a Christianity versus Muslims, I think a lot of people most of the time don't look at it from their point of view and just think that they're wrong because it's different and it's a different point of view. But if you're in their position, they'd think the exact same way about us, and that's kind of how conflict, in my opinion, gets started as far as that topic goes with religion. But I guess that's how that's when it's okay.
Not much.
Not much.
He's a monk or something.
I know that he went on a kind of a hunger strike. Not completely sure why, but I know that he was definitely a pacifist.
He was a very peaceful guy. Gandhi, well, basically he was all about peace. That's basically the most answer. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't really have an opinion about that.
Obviously, laws are put in place for a reason, but then again, I don't think a lot of laws are thought through for the people that they're meant for. So, if it's an organized crime, I wouldn't say that it's justified. But if you have a gathering that believes in the same cause, I think people can take them more seriously than just one individual.
I suppose so. I mean, if the law is truly unjust, then, you know, something should be done about it. But there are laws in place for a reason.
Would depend on how severe it was. I mean, if it's just some little thing that's not going to matter, I wouldn't worry about it. But if it was something that was going to be a life-changing type of event, I would say it would be worth it.
Yeah, I feel if people are breaking the law, then they're breaking the law. If you don't like the law, there's other ways to try to change that, but just disregarding it completely is not acceptable.
Usually something you think about whenever you think of the past. You don't really see it nowadays because I don't think people get away with as many things as they did in the past. I hear a lot of adults say that kids can't get away with anything these days, and that is true. So I think the reason why those aren't staged as much nowadays is because more extreme action is taken towards that, and more malice is taken out on those people, and it's kind of strikes fear into people that even think about doing that, and kind of deters them from even getting involved.
They can work, but a lot of times they become violent, and then you've just lost it. Once you get violence involved, you've lost your point.
Okay.
I really don't have an opinion. If somebody wants to go sit and protest and sweat in the heat, that's fine with me. They can do that. I don't care.
I think they're good in theory. I think it makes people feel like they make a difference when they do things like that, and maybe in certain cases they do, but if you look back through history, things like that don't seem to turn out very well. It seems to end up in violence in a lot of cases, and if it doesn't, you probably never hear about it, unfortunately. So, I think they make people, feel like they're fighting for their cause, but often doesn't seem to do much to change things. Maybe it does, I don't know, but historically I haven't heard of many sit-ins that caused lawmakers to change their mind.
I don't think they do a whole lot of good, but maybe they do. I don't know. I've never been involved in anything like that.